Peace and blessings. This is once again your host, the Ravenous Blackbird. Welcome back to the Ravenous Blackbird YouTube channel show. And you have reached your host, the Ravenous Blackbird. And I like to say if you are a first time viewer, or a second time viewer, or third time viewer, or so forth and so on, and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, right below this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button, and also please click the bell button right next to the subscribe button. When you click that bell button, it allows you to get notification every time I post a new video, and you will be caught up and up to date with every video that I post. You'll receive notification every time I post a video to your cell phone, to your laptop, your computer, PC, or iPad, or however you're viewing the videos. Okay, so let's get into this. And please, again, feel free to leave comments, click like, click dislike. Your comments matter to me. I welcome all opinions, whether you agree with me or whether I don't agree with you, because your opinions matter to me. Okay, so let's get into this. As we know, there was yet another incident that happened in Minneapolis with another black person or black man that was shot accidentally. This is where the argument is at. Was it an accident, or was it something that was camouflaged to look like an accident? Okay. But the problem that I'm seeing with this, and where I'm seeing with a lot of black men, especially, that are being arrested, and this is not about the George Floyd, because the George Floyd thing, that was uncalled for. Okay. And I did not see anywhere where he was resisting arrest. Okay. But in a lot of other instances where we see problems with, yes, police brutality is real. I'm not about what I'm getting ready to say. Okay. It is not to negate that police brutality is not real, that it's not happening. We saw what happened with our brother George Floyd. Okay. But if you look closely at a lot of the incidents that are happening with the police and black men, I'm noticing that the black men, including this incident with this recent young man in Minneapolis that just lost his life from I think it was a female officer who made a mistake and thought she was grabbing her, I guess, not mace or whatever they call it, the thing to zap them. I can't think of it right now. You know what I'm talking about. She thought she was grabbing that. Okay. And instead she grabbed her gun. Okay. And then that's kind of, I'd have never held one of those devices that those police had, as far as the taser. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the taser. The weight, I would think, is different from a gun. Okay. So anyway, the problem that I'm seeing with this incident and a lot of other incidents with black men is that with the police department, that is, when they get arrested, there always has to be a why. Why me, from the black man? I ain't do nothing. Uh, and then the police officer, from what I'm seeing, okay, is trying to do his job and explain. But then we have black men that resist. The resist then causes a scuffle. The scuffle then ends up in something tragic. Now, I'm not saying in all instances, but in the majority of the instances, if you watch them on tape and you see them with your own eyes, the black man is arguing instead of just doing what the police officer tells him to do. In this instance, with the guy in Minneapolis, not George Floyd, this new guy that just lost his life. And the point that I'm making is, if this young man would not have resisted arrest, ran away from the police, got in his car and tried to drive away, which I think eventually he did after he was shot. He tried to drive away and ended up dying while he tried to drive away, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the question that I have to you, smart people, is if this man, the black man, would not have resisted arrest, which a lot of black men tried to do, to fight the police, to argue with the authority when they're just doing their job, would that young man still be alive? Think about that. If he would not have tried to resist arrest, excuse me, piece of hair in my mouth. If he had not tried to resist arrest and fight with the cops, argue with the police, okay, the law enforcement, and then run, which then caused her reaction, would this young black man, and he was young, would he still be alive? Think about that. For some reason, from what I'm looking out of my eyes and what I see, is there's always been for years, especially from black men, an attitude of who you talking to. Why me? I ain't do nothing. I ain't say nothing. Why should I do that? I'm not doing nothing. It's this attitude. It's a barbaric attitude. And a lot of people may say, well, it was from the slavery and how they treated black people. And yada. That's yesteryear. Now, am I defending police brutality? No. Am I saying every law enforcement, every police officer is a bad apple? No, because they're not. There's bad apples in the black community, killing each other, the black on black crime, which nobody's talking about that. They're too busy talking about police brutality and calling all law enforcement pigs. I don't agree with that. What do you call a black man that kills another black man? What do you call a black man that perpetually sells drugs and steals and breaks into other black people's home in his own community? Would you call him a pig? So the point that I'm making to you, it's tragic what happened to that young black man in Minneapolis after the George Floyd situation. But had he not resisted arrest and ran, this whole situation, we probably would have never even heard about it. And he would still be alive today. And black men over the years has had this problem, and even the women, but more so the men, the black men, when they're told by some type of authoritative figure, whether it's a police officer, whether it's, a boss on their jobs, it's always this attitude of who you think you're talking to. Why you talking to me? I ain't do nothing. I wasn't speeding. This young man had not only he had some type of expired out-of-state plates, they had the right to pull him over. Okay, I didn't see anywhere where they did anything wrong until he tried to run away. So again, my question to you viewers, if this young man would not have resisted arrest, like a lot of other black men, and we see it all the time, where they run away and then the police shoot him in the back, it's right off the bat, the police officer is wrong. But if the young man wouldn't have ran, the young black man wouldn't have ran away, and then had a gun, was trying to go for his gun. We're not talking about in this situation, but there was another incident, I think here in California, where a young man had a gun and he was hiding the gun. They tried to arrest the guy before they knew he had the gun. He went for the gun while he was running. They shot him in the back. So he had a gun on him. And on top of having a gun on him, which probably wasn't registered, he ran away from the police officer and got shot in the back. Had he not resisted arrest and just told him I got the gun and did what he was supposed to do, he would still be alive today. The George Floyd thing was super unfortunate because he was not resisting arrest. And this guy, this young black guy that just died today, got shot by accident. Was it an accident? I don't know. It looked like it was. But I would think that the weight of a taser is a little lighter than a gun. But the whole fact of the matter is, people, is that had he not resisted arrest and broke away and tried to get in his car, which eventually he did, he had already been shot and drove away and then died as he was driving away. Had he not resisted arrest, he would still be alive. And this whole incident that they're protesting about in Minneapolis right now again would not even be heard of. Feel free to leave comments. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Click like, click dislike. I welcome your opinions because your opinions matters to me. This is the Ravenous Blackbird. Peace.